Okay, guys, thank you so much once again. So these are all the important parameters. Now in our personal email ID, we can go and we can take this information. What about most of the organizations nowadays, they are using Outlook or Office 365. Okay. In the practical scenario, whenever they will ask about phishing email investigation, what exactly they will do? They will share a screen to you. When you say they, interviewer will share a screen to you, and they will ask like, okay, you can give the instructions, then I will follow and I will do the instant investigation. So as a interviewer, okay, I will ask, please provide instructions. Then I can go and I can do the analysis. Example, I am the interviewer now. I'm sharing my screen. So where to go and how to go and what to do, I will ask to you. Now you have to give the instructions because you are attending the interview now. So this is Gmail. It's okay. It's a very simple. But couple of people did not see Outlook or Office 365 where we can take the header analyzer. Are you getting what I'm saying? So in the Gmail, so we can go and we can click on these three buttons. Okay, so if you are clicking on show original, then you'll get the entire information related to backend, what happened, and also body of the content. Additionally, sender email address, recipient email address, then IP address of the sender, then also message, body content, and the HTML programming language, written path, and so on. Okay, what about in the Outlook or Office 365? Where can we identify? So header analyzer. Okay, example, I'm taking a risk now. I'm opening my Outlook. So example, take this is one of the email. So this is one of the email. Consider maybe this is the phishing email. Now I am the interviewer. I will ask where can we see the header analyzer? So obviously for every phishing email, first thing is we have to do the IP address validation. We have to do the domain validation. We have to do the header analyzer. Additionally, so in that email, it contains any URL link, that URL link validation. In that email, any malicious malware attachment is there. So then we have to take that attachment as well. So these are the possible scenarios. So now example, this email, I am the interviewer now. I will ask like, okay, Kranti or Vidya or Aju Pasha or Nayami or whoever it may be. So what I have to do after this one? So please confirm whether this phishing email or not. Anyone, what will you do? So in this one, what will you do? So to take the domain, to take the IP address, to take the header analyzer. How to take header analyzer? Where is the domain name, guys? Sender domain name. Where is sender domain name in the email? Are you able to see my screen?
CrowdStrike.
Exactly, crowdstrike.com. So now we have to take this crowdstrike.com. Then which tool we have to go after taking this domain name? Which tool we have to go?
Virus total.
Totalvirus.com.
Yes, not total virus, virustotal.com. Or MX tool. Or MX tool. Okay. So now go back to here, maybe MX tool, or maybe this is one of the tool regularly we will use, or maybe we will use virustotal.com. In the email gateway itself, we have threat intelligence, Proofpoint, Ironport, Mimecast. Okay, so there itself we can check it. In case if you want to do manually, whatever we are doing, this is called manual analysis. It's a manual analysis. Now where I have to go? Domain name. Where I have to go? Domain name.
Search.
Search. Yeah. So what is the domain name we have seen there in the email?
CrowdStrike.com.
Yeah, exactly. Crowdstrike.com. So in this way, you have to give the instructions to the interviewer, guys. This is the way how practically they will ask. So not for every interview, maybe out of 100 phishing email interviews, maybe 1 or 2 interviews, they will expect in the practical way, whether you have to identify fake or real. Okay, so we never, in case you never seen that particular where is the header analyzer, it's very difficult to say, right? Okay, now we have to go and just you have to do normal analysis. So whether this email contains or not. So example, after validating this one now, domain validation is completed. 0/87. What is the conclusion from this one? 0/87. What is the conclusion?
This is a
Nothing is
legitimate
malicious.
domain.
Malicious act.
Exactly. There is no malicious activity. Now go back to our phishing email investigation. So every phishing email, first thing is domain validation. So take the domain from either email or maybe SIM tool alert. So either in the email itself, email gateway, or maybe so directly in the SIM tool alert also you can take and go to virustotal.com or mxtool.com or email gateway itself and check the reputation of the domain. Okay, now there are two options here now, option 1 and option 2. First one is domain validation. So we are taking the domain from the respective email, whatever email we received in the email gateway, or maybe so SM alert itself. So we'll take the domain name and we'll go to the virustotal.com or maybe mxtool.com or maybe even other tools also, Cisco Talos, IBM Exports, IP Wide, IP Abuse Database. Okay, who's the domain? So there are all the different types of open source tools are there. So copy paste that particular domain name, whatever you have taken the domain from the email or maybe SIM tool. So option 1, what is option 1 now? What is option 1? What is
Whether it
option
is
1?
whitelisted or blacklisted.
Yeah, option 1 is if reputation check is good and also there is no malicious content. Okay. So option 1, if the domain validation or reputation is whitelisted. Whitelisted meaning here there are no malicious content. We have to go for further phishing email investigation. So after taking the domain name, if that domain name doesn't have any malicious content, we have to go for further investigation. Just like that, after validating the domain name and reputation check, we should not conclude whether that email is a phishing or not. Okay, now we have taken the domain name. We went here. In this scenario, what is the next step we have to do? Option 1 or option 2? Option 2. Okay, before going to that, I will explain option 2 also. Option 2. If the domain name, validation, or reputation is blocklisted or malicious. So what we can see blocklisted or malicious one here, Vedict?
We'll have a score.
Exactly, 4 by 5 or 2 by 87 or 3 by 87 or 5 by 87 and so on. All these are vendors, guys. All these are threat intelligence feeds. Okay, so if the domain validation or reputation is blocklisted or malicious, we have to suspect email as a phishing. Now, in this scenario, what a CrowdStrike.com I opened, what we have to do now? CrowdStrike we went right. Now we have to go for further investigation because it's a genuine one. It's a whitelisted one. Reputation is a good, right? So what is the option 1 we have written here? If the domain validation or reputation is whitelisted or a genuine or legitimate, we have to go for further investigation. What in the further investigation? So domain validation is completed. What is the second validation we have to do?
IP.
IP validation.
Yes, exactly. IP address validation. So in the Gmail, directly we can see the email address here. Okay. So domain name here, sophos.com here. So IP address is here. But in the Outlook, give me 1 second. So this is the Outlook. So this Outlook, where is the IP address now? Where is the IP address? Are you able to see any IP address here other than domain name?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
Yeah. So in this scenario, we have to ask either SMTP because already we are integrating SMTP server, or maybe we have to go to the header analyzer. So where can we find the header analyzer? Just anyone can guess it. In this particular tab, somewhere we can identify header analyzer from all these top. Anyone? In this field, somewhere we can identify header analyzer option. This is the way how practically or scenario based they will ask. So you have done the domain validation. Where can I identify the IP validation? Where can I go to header analyzer?
Team email.
Team email. Where is team email?
Click on file there. I think we will get the information about this mail.
Here file. You mean file? No.
In the quick steps, you can find it.
Next step. Which next step? Down.
Quick in the upper side, we have quick steps.
Okay. So I will explain, guys. You can see one arrow mark here. Message option. Are you able to see here arrow mark?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You have to say to the interviewer. Okay. So please go to middle of the. Okay. So email. One arrow mark is there. Click on that arrow mark. Arrow mark name is called message options. Okay. If I'm clicking on this email, now header analyzer will come, guys. Please remember this particular investigation, please. This is my request. How to identify header analyzer in any Outlook or Office 365. Okay, how to identify? So you have to say it to the interviewer. Please go to the middle of the email. One arrow mark is available. Okay, beside tags tab. Click on that arrow mark. That arrow mark name is called message options. If I'm clicking on the message options, then whoever the interviewer is there, that particular interviewer will go and he will click on. By the time you are saying, so he will know everything, whatever you are saying. So this is called header analyzer, guys. This is the header analyzer. In the Gmail, we have to go to the 3 dots after opening the email. In the Outlook or Office 365, we have to open the email and we have to go to the middle of the email and upper, okay, tags beside one of the message option arrow mark is available. We have to click on the message option arrow mark. So this is the header analyzer. This is contain everything now. Okay, IP address as well as the written path. Okay, from how the email occurred. So what is the, this is domain name. So D mark is pass already. D mark is pass. Action is none. Okay, DKM is pass. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah. So this is the completely header analyzer. Please remember this particular. Okay, so how to verify the header analyzer in the Office 365? Why I'm saying Office 365, most of the organizations, 90% of the organizations, they are using. So these particular Outlook or Office 365 because it's a cheaper cost as compared to Gmail. Okay. So now take this particular domain. This is called header analyzer. Whatever I'm copied, this is called header analyzer. So in this one itself, somewhere IP address will be there. We have to take that IP address. So Cyber also there. You can see Cyber. So Cyber is ECDHE. What is ECDHE? Cyber. Cyber is ECDHE. What is ECDHE? What is ECDHE, guys? RSA, AES, all these. It's encrypted or not? This email is encrypted or not?
Algorithm, sir.
Which algorithms?
RSA, this is symmetric.
Symmetric or asymmetric?
Asymmetric, sir.
Asymmetric. Yeah. That means this email is in between crowdstrike.com to me when the email is a transit state, data at a transit state or data at a transfer level is encrypted one between myself and also between CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike. So this is the marketing people. They have sent an email to me in between this CrowdStrike team and also to me, whatever email, because I received the email. Okay, whenever that email is going in the transfer level, that is called data at a transit level. In the data at a transit level, that email is encrypted. Even in between any attacker is coming, he will not see what is the body of the content of the email it contains. I told you where are the different places we will use SSL TLS certificates. SSL TLS certificates, where are the different places we will use?
Data transit majorly.
Yeah, data transit. Example?
While sending the messages or live, that is like transferring data from.
Example. You are right. Data to transit level. Example?
Email one now what we are seeing.
Yeah, one is the email. Just now we are seeing now. Any other? I given 3 to 4 options already at the time of hybrid cryptography. Part of application security. One is to access the websites, guys. Website, when you are accessing any website, obviously. So here, example, take virustotal.com. This is also data at transit level, right? Here also certificates will be SSL TLS certificates we will use. Different types of ciphers we will use. One is websites. Second one is email, whatever emails we are sending. Third one is one is websites. Second one is email. Third one is VPN. VPN connectivity. VPN connectivity also in between VPN client and VPN server, it will exchange the so SSL TLS mutual authentication mechanism. One more. To access any server, example RDP or example SSH. To access Linux server, we will use a PuTTY application that is also data at a transit level. It will exchange the keys. And also if you want to access any RDP server as a Windows, so that time also it will exchange the SSL TLS certificates. These are all the different places, data at a transit level, we will exchange the public and private key to make sure that whatever messages we are sending, it should be encrypted. Okay, so now ECDHE meaning here, as I said, EC means elliptical curve cryptography. Combinations also we can use, I told you at the time of asymmetric cryptography technology. Combinations, what are the different asymmetric cryptography technologies we have? One is ECC, elliptical curve cryptography. One is a DH, Diffie-Hellman. One is RSA. Okay, Rivest, Shamir, Edelman. Okay, next one, Knapsack. So these are asymmetric. ECDHE meaning here, so elliptical curve cryptography combination with the Diffie-Hellman. And also RSA also there. Along with this one, you can see this is the cipher. It is strongest cipher 1024, 2048, 4096. And also combination they used AES. AES is symmetric or asymmetric?
Asymmetric.
AES.
Symmetric, sir.
Yeah, symmetric. Advanced encryption standard. DES, AES, 3 AES, 2 fish, blowfish, Mars. Okay. So all those RC4, RC5, all these are symmetric. It's an entire question also, I told you. Difference between symmetric and asymmetric. So now this email is coming as encrypted mechanism. This is nothing but DMARC. DKIM, domain key identification message. And also DMARC. So keys are exchanged. Keys are exchanged. So these are all keys, guys, ciphers. So what is the now our server name? So our server name is prod.outlook.com. In my organization, whatever SMTP server we are using or email server we are using, that email server name is so URP107 prod.outlook.com. What is this one, guys? What is this one? Prod.outlook.com. What is this one?
It's a server, sir.
Yeah, it is the server. Which server?
Production server.
Exactly. Which production server?
It's a Outlook production, the SMTP.
Exactly. SMTP Outlook production server. That's correct. This is the way how to analyze and you should understand. Okay. And also received from. So this is the one and HTTPS. Okay. Next one is written path also will be there here somewhere. 1 second. Authentication result. Authentication result you can see here. Pass. What is sender IP now? Here sender IP. Are you able to sender IP? Are able to sender IP?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So this is the sender IP. So authentication result SPF, sender policy framework. Whenever any sender means here crowdstrike.com. He is the sender. He is trying to send that particular email to my company. So in that scenario, authentication is success in between my company domain name and also crowdstrike.com. And sender IP address is this one. Second validation is we have to take this one, IP address validation. Take IP address now. Which tool we have to go after taking IP address?
Virustotal.com.
Exactly. So we have to go to virustotal.com and click on virustotal.com. Which file we have to go, or URL or search?
Search.
Yeah. So click on this one now. So now you can see 0/86. So 0/86 means what?
No malicious activity happen.
Exactly, no malicious activity. It is showing all no security vendor flag. This is a IP address is a malicious one. Every vendor or every so tool, they said it's a completely genuine or legitimate. Okay, legitimate IP address. So now go back to our investigation process. IP address validation. Take the domain name from either email or SIM tool and go to virustotal.com or MX tool and check the and verify otherwise. Check the reputation of the IP address. So option 1 now.
Sir, take IP.
Yeah, take IP. Sorry, take IP. Take the IP address. Sorry. Yeah, option 1. If the IP address of the email is whitelisted one or legitimate, what we have to do? What we have to do? Legitimate
Have
or
to go
whitelist?
further.
Block
We'll
and
go for-
firewall.
Yeah, exactly. We have to go to further investigation. Someone said firewall wrong. If it's a blocklisted, yes, we have to block in the firewall. It's a
My
blocklisted.
side.
Yeah, it's a blocklisted and illegitimate. It's a completely okay. We have to block IP address. And here also in the option 2, if the IP address of the email is blocklisted or illegitimate, nothing but malicious one, we have to go to firewall and we have to block IP address. Otherwise, we have to raise separate ticket to firewall team. Firewall team, they will block. So how to block IP address in the firewall, guys? Where to go and how to do?
In the policies tab,
In the policies tab, that's correct. In the policies tab, okay, what is the policy name you will give?
block
What?
IP address.
Block IP address. So example 1.1.1 or whatever IP address you are validating. So later, what is source zone? What is source zone?
External untrust.
External or untrust. Destination zone?
Trust zone.
Trust zone. Okay, so source user, whether you know what is source user name? Any?
Yeah,
Okay.
Any hacker which is
Yeah, destination,
internal user any.
internal user any. Okay, source IP.
Right.
Source IP, what is source IP?
1.1. We have what we have.
Exactly, attacker IP address. Perfect. Destination IP?
Destination IP, nothing but private IP address.
Yeah, any. Otherwise, we can whatever email address contains that one IP. Okay. Action,
Action is
Block.
block. Security profiles.
No need, sir.
Exactly. So this is the way how to block IP address, guys. So why I'm saying this much in depth? Why? Because one of the person is selected for so and so company and the package they given 10 lakhs. So they got some doubt on him and he went to on-site office location. That time they told that I am giving one of the IP address. Could you please go and block IP address in the Fortinet firewall? That person doesn't know where is the IP address blocking and he got too much tension and he is not aware of where to block IP address. At least if you are explaining without saying anything to the whoever is asking the question, then maybe they will treat, okay, that's fine. This guy has some knowledge. So they've opened the Fortinet firewall in front of everybody. So then they are saying that you can, okay, so block the IP address. So just he has to say, I will go to policies objects tab. I will give the rule name. a rule description, and source zone, destination zone, source user, destination user, source IP, destination IP, action. Okay, and so security profiles. They will convince, but unfortunately, it did not say, and finally they terminated this guy. So you should be aware of all these things, guy. That's why this much in depth I'm giving. So asking back so many questions daily. Okay, so anyway, so this is about how to do IP address blocking in the, okay, in the domain validation. If the domain validation or reputation is blocklisted or malicious, we have to suspect email as a phishing, and also what additional thing we have to do? And also we have to block, we have to block domain name in where? Where will block domain name?
DNS.
DNS.
Only DNS?
Proxy, sir,
Proxy, yes.
and email gateway, firewall.
Firewall, yes.
Firewall.
Yes, firewall. Firewall where will block? Firewall where will block domain name? Domain name where will block firewall? In Portinet firewall. Example, we have seen practically, okay, Portinet firewall. In Portinet firewall, where we will block firewall, I mean domain name. We have domain filter option is available. Did you remember domain filter under the security profile? Domain filtering, domain blocking or allowing, which websites or which domains we have to block. Otherwise, directly you can go to the policies tab and you can specify the domain name. But first we have to create security profile. So customized one, example, CrowdStrike. In this in CrowdStrike.com. CrowdStrike, if it is a malicious one, you forgot, I think. FortiGate demo. That's why I said please play with these tools. So DNS server, we don't have access. Okay, better you can raise a separate ticket with the vendor. But in firewall, we can do that. So we can go to the security profiles, DNS filter. Are you able to see DNS filter?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Here we have to say specify, guys. Click on one of the new policy you can add, new profile you can add. Right now it's a default one. So we have only read-only access is there. Here one of the topmost right side add option will be there. Click on add, and whatever domain name it is showing as a illegitimate, we have to specify that add here block. Okay, example crowdstrike.com. So we have to add that crowdstrike.com, and action we have to put. Okay, so block here. Now that particular, after creating DNS filter here, now we have to go back to policies and objects. Now here you can put name of the policy is blocking of crowdstrike.com and source zone. So untrust, destination zone is a trust or internal, source user any, destination user any. Okay, then action is block, security profile, whatever DNS filter you configured, you can select that particular DNS filter service. This is the way how to block. Otherwise, directly you can select here domain name. That is also fine. Okay. So whatever DNS filter you configured, you have to select. So that particular DNS filter option here, and action is deny. Then automatically, whenever any attacker is sending an email from crowdstrike.com through as a phishing email, it will block it automatically. Okay. So this is the way how to work. Where we have to keep that particular policy, top or bottom or middle, whatever policy you're creating. Top, yes. Yeah. Stop, we have to put it. That policy name. All blocking related policies we have to put top in the firewall, and the denied, implicitly deny, we have to put in the bottom. Okay, so this is the way how to block domain name. Otherwise, if you don't have the access to the firewall, then go and inform to DNS server team. So DNS server we will not handle. So we have to inform to DNS server, please block crowdstrike.com. We have to raise a separate ticket with the DNS server team and ask them to block the, so crowdstrike.com. Okay, this is the way how we have to do. So far we completed 2 validations, practical investigations. Third one, header analyzer. So header analyzer meaning here. So in the Outlook, you can copy paste everything. This is called header analyzer. Okay. So now which tool we have to go? Which tool we have to go? Header analyzer option is where which tool it is available manually. Open source tool. Which tool we have to go? MX tool. You can play with all these tools, guys. Websites also. You can see analyze header option. Are you able to see analyze header?
Yes.
Click on analyze headers and copy paste whatever HTML programming language it is showing in the email and analyze header. Click on analyze header. Now Gmail thing I have taken. I will go and I will take that one also. Now it is in confusion. DMARC is complaint and SPF is authenticated. DKM is authenticated. Just like that, we should not go and we should not judge or we should not decide it's a phishing email. So now we have to go to the SMTP server team. Could you please go and check for crowdstrike.com whether SPF is authenticated or policy is created or not, DKM is authenticated or not, and DMARC is authenticated or not. Why? Because in the original email, it is showing as a pass. Here also pass. Here also pass. But as per MX tool, what it is showing? It is showing as a blocked. Red is nothing but it's illegitimate. Okay. So DMARC, SPF, DKIM, it is showing is completely wrong. But here, as per our Gmail server, it is a pass now. So to get the clarification, please go and speak with our SMTP server team or Outlook team, whoever is handling. So whether SPF or the CrowdStrike is authentic center policy framework is configured or DKIM is configured or not, DMARC is configured or not. Okay, couple of times these tools will give wrong results. We should not trust. So to verify these confirmation with the these details are correct or not, we have to speak with SMTP server team. Okay, now in the similar way, go back to now our CrowdStrike mail. So this is the email address now. Take this email address, I mean header analyzer. Internal header, are you able to see internal header here? Internal header. So this is the internal header. So now go back here. So I will click once again, analyze header. And analyze header, click on analyze header. So DMARC is complaint, SPF is alignment, SPF is authenticated, DKM is alignment, DKM is authenticated. So everything is positive now. So DKM authenticated, but even it is showing as a red color. This is wrong. Okay, DKM is authenticated, it's good only. Authenticated means good only. So even it is pass as per manual validation, as per manual validation in the email, DKM is pass. So now one more interview question they will ask back. Will you do a manual phishing email investigation or automated phishing email investigation? Or will you use any manual, manual tools to do the validation? What is the answer? Will you do manual validation or not?
We can do both.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I will do both. So we have to go on, we have to manual meaning here reading everything, guys, and understanding. Reading and understanding everything. Example, you can see here. So as I said, DKM is pass and DKM is pass now. But as per the MX tool, what it is showing, it's authenticated. It's a verified already. It's verified. Signature was verified. It's a pass now. So this is called manual validation. Action is pass, and also DMARC is verified. Pass. DKM is pass. DMARC is pass. IP address is pass. Domain validation is pass. And finally, this email is genuine or not? This email is genuine or not?
It's
Yeah.
legitimate.
It's a legitimate. It's not a pitching email. Additionally, okay, we will go and we'll do the conclusion now. Take the header analyzer. Take the internal header. And go to which tool? Go to which tool for manual validation or
MX
automated
tool.
MX
MX tool.
tool.
Yeah. Go to MX tool and verify the below information. So what is that below information? DKM is pass or fail. But don't say red color, green color in the interview point of view. So D mark is pass or fail. So next one, DNS record is published or not. Next one is SPF is authenticated or not. Finally, D mark is authenticated or not. Based on above validation, option 1 now, if all the above information is legitimate, I will conclude that email is a legitimate and not a phishing email. Option 2, if all the above information is illegitimate, I will conclude that email is phishing email. So this is the conclusion now. Okay, once that the email is a phishing, now what will you do? That means investigation is completed. Okay, option 1 is a phishing, it's not a phishing email. Option 2 meaning here, so it is a phishing email now. So that means investigation is completed. No, it's not completed yet. Most of the
No,
people I have seen practically, they will explain these 3 scenarios and phishing email is completed. That's all. Conclusion. Whether compromised or not, whether containment should be acquired or not, whether any data breach has happened or not, is there any command and control is going through the attacker? All those validation they will not say in the interview point of view. Okay, if that phishing email meaning it, whether user what he has done action, what is the user action as he has done? Okay, all those information we can do in email gateway itself. How many people are received first of all, whether the phishing email related to spear phishing or whaling. First, we have to classify single user are received the email or multiple users are received the email. All these possible scenarios you have to explain, guys. Okay. Additionally, so email contains example. So this URL link or not? This URL link or not? In this email, this URL is there or not?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you have to copy this one. Don't click on this one. Just right click and copy hyperlink. Don't click. If you're clicking, maybe it will go to cross-site scripting attack or SQL injection attack or cross-site request forgery and so on. Okay, instead of that one, just you can move your cursor here and check in that email. Additionally, for this email, CrowdStrike email, because hyperlink also there, nothing but URL link. So just you can click on right and copy hyperlink. Okay. So most of the people, they will not see all these email, what exactly, we have to read the information also. Is there any attachment is there? You can also, any URL link is there. Those verifications also you have to do. Now go back to virustotal.com.
Sir, once again.
Yes, please.
Sir, if they mentioned any link directly in the mail, in the body of the mail, so we
Yeah.
can verify only that mail is enough, right?
Yes, that's right. That is fine. URL link, whatever it is mentioned, we have to verify that one. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
So now take the URL and you can see here URL is available in the virustotal.com and URL scan also there. We have one more URL scan, one more open source tool is there. URL scan. So you can use either of the one. Most of the people, as I said, we will use this one. Click on this one and paste it here. Okay. Now enter search button. So in one of the interview, I think it's FIS Global or maybe some of the finance-based company. So what is the interview is asked about? If the email contains malicious URL link, what is the validation will you do? What the validation will do? So I will take the URL. I will go to the, okay, so MX tool or URL scan or virustotal.com and I'll copy paste the URL and I will see what is the URL legitimate or illegitimate. If the URL contains illegitimate, I will go and I'll block in the proxy and firewall. If it is legitimate, I will conclude that email is a phishing. It's not a phishing email. So this is what you have to see. Now, whatever URL it is coming in the CrowdStrike.email, it is showing a 0/90. What is the conclusion from this one?
It's not malicious.
Exactly. So now URL validation. Fourth one is URL validation. So all these things you have to explain, guys. Take the URL link from email or SIM alert and go to virustotal.com or URL scan and verify the reputation or validation. Option 1. If the URL link is legitimate or genuine, instead of genuine, you can use legitimate is a vocabulary word or technical word. So what will you do? If the URL link is legitimate, I can conclude it is not a phishing email. Option 2. The URL link is illegitimate. I will take the URL link and what will you do after that? Illegitimate means.
Block it in the proxy or firewall.
Exactly. Block it in the proxy or firewall. So where we have to go to block the IP address in the firewall? Sorry, URL in the firewall. Which security profile we have to go?
DNS filtering.
Not DNS filtering. URL filtering. In security profile, we have one of the options called URL filtering. There we have to copy paste. Okay, in Fortinet firewall, you have URL filtering also there. Did you remember URL filtering or web filtering? Okay. So last one is URL validation is over. Malicious malware attachment. If the email contains, example, this email, in case any attachment is there here, we have to take the attachment also. Will you go and will you download that directly attachment here in your system? Example, in my system right now.
No, we should not do that.
What we have to do? Now, this is a malicious malware attachment is a combination of 2 attacks. What are those 2 attacks? Anyone? Malicious malware attachment is 2 attacks. What are those 2 attacks? What are those 2 attacks?
Phishing.
Phishing. One is phishing. Yes. Phishing email attack. Plus, what is one more attack?
Malware.
Exactly, malware attack. Malware attack investigation. These 2 we have to do. Now it's clear. So in case that email contains any malware, we have to do these 2 investigations. That means whatever investigation we have done for the malware, entire thing we have to do. What the EDR? Now that's why log source is I provided EDR. Is it clear now? Why we have to put the EDR tool as a log source or firewall as a log source? Because of this particular option. that email or malware attach, whatever attachment is there, that may PDF document or invoice copies and so on. So it's a combination of both now phishing email investigation as well as malware investigation. These two things we have to do. What is action in the EDR tool? What is action in the firewall? First of all, how many people are received this email? Those scenarios I'll explain evening. So scenarios, couple of scenarios, we have to do additional investigation. Those scenarios I'll explain. What additionally we have to explain in the interview point of view. They take these two guys, instead of explaining these three, explaining about these three, take this complicated one. These are not complicated or not. Combination of phishing email investigation and malware investigation. This is a complicated one. Why can't you go and take this one? I have seen most of the people will explain about only these three. Everybody will do this. 10th class guy will do this one. If I'm giving the training and teaching how to do and what to do. Why can't you take this complicated and difficult situation or conditions or scenarios? So here phishing email is there, combination with malware investigation is there. So take these type of practical scenarios instead of only explaining this. Whenever they will ask in the phishing, what is a phishing email? What are the different types of phishing emails we have? How can you identify phishing email? Okay, so and how can you do phishing email investigation? Not only these three, you have to go to these two additional scenarios as well. For explaining this one itself, it will take more than 1 hour. Because we have to explain malware investigation, we have to explain phishing email investigation. This is also one of the very, very popular investigation. You can explain this one also. Instead of brute force attack or VPN authentication failure. So scenarios we can discuss today evening, tonight. Okay. So what are the scenarios they will ask? And how to do and what to do and how to validate. Okay. So if we want to know how many end users are received the email related to phishing as a spear phishing, so where you will go and you will identify. Which
Sir,
tool
question please.
So question is, so in case I am the phishing attacker, I have sent to everybody, whoever is attending the class now. If you want to know how many people are received that phishing email.
Email gateway.
Exactly, email gateway. I have shown Sophos email gateway. So in that email gateway, so we can see how many users are received. Example, in case you are not using email gateway, what will you do? One more tool we can go and we can verify. What is that tool name? How many users are received the email? In case if you're not using email gateway.
EDR.
SMTP.
SMTP, that's correct. SMTP is correct answer. EDR, we can see whether that malware action is blocked or allowed and how many users are clicked on. Okay. So SMTP server is correct answer. SMTP server, we can see this information. And the email gateway, we can see. And whoever did not click on the email attachment, example, malicious URL or maybe malicious malware attachment. So we can delete those malicious URL and malicious malware attachments from the email gateway or from the end user machine or from the Outlook or maybe Gmail. What is that option is called as? What is that process is called as? Deleting of the malicious URL links, malicious malware attachments from the end user machines or end user emails. Deleting of the mails from the Outlook of end user is called as?
Web spare.
No. Email fudging. Email fudging. PURGING, purging. Whoever did not click on, so those information we can retrieve from firewall logs. Okay, whoever did not click on, those people, we can go and we can delete directly from our email gateway or maybe SMTP server. Whoever clicked on, we have to do analyze now. So is this something which got compromised or not? That we can discuss evening. Is it clear or not? Email fudging means what? Email fudging.
So you can delete that email link who didn't click on that.
Deleting
Exactly.
on behalf of individual.
Exactly, that's correct. That's called email fudging. Before that, we have to analyze whoever did not click on. How to verify whoever did not click on? One is proxy, one is EDR, one is next generation firewall. This completely L3 case, whatever we are discussing L3. Okay, those scenarios, not only this one, 10 phishing email attacker sent it 10 phishing emails to 10 different users. How can you prioritize the incidents? One phishing attacker sent an email to 100 phishing end users. How can you send the how can you do the instant investigation? So those scenarios we can discuss evening. Okay, and also I given one assignment to you. So I have seen only one person is completed. What about others? What is scenario given to you? What is scenario given to you yesterday?
Ransomware server compromised.
Yes, ransomware server compromised. Okay, please send your documentation in WhatsApp group to me. I will validate. Okay. In person, you can send it to me, not in group, in person. Okay, guys, that's all for today morning. So today evening, we can continue. Thank you so much and have a great day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.